All right, so I want to ask you a question about Brandon Curry. So Brandon Curry is new Mr. Olympia. He won. And then, on the record, Dorian Yates said that in his era, Brandon would not be in top 6. And then Ronnie Coleman went on the record and confirmed that statement, said, yeah, I agree with him. You enthusiast of bodybuilding, you've been here, you've been in the sport for a long time. So what do you think about this?
I love Brandon. Brandon's like my brother, you know what I mean? I love the guy. And remember, Abdullah, his coach, that's my little brother, Everything Abdullah knows, is I taught him. And he tells everybody that, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah. I mean, Abdullah's my little brother. So, now I love Dorian Yates and I love Ronnie. Ronnie's like big brother to me, like every time I see him, I give him a hug and stuff. I don't think they should have said what they said, man.
Dorian Yates, you're talking about?
Yeah, Dorian and Ronnie. They shouldn't have said what they said. How they know if the guy would have been top 6 or not? Did they compare him? You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. Just like they used to get back in the days, when Raphael was judging, show, and his crew, they put the top 3, you know what I'm saying? And then they put 4, 5, 5. How do you know the guy who took 4th, he can't be the top 3 if you don't put him next to him? How you know why these top 3? Why didn't you compare the guy 4 and 5 like Steve does? You know what I'm saying?
I think what they were saying is basically the physiques were much more impressive in the 90s than now.
You know what?
What do you think about that? Forget about Brandon for a second, but just in general.
Honestly, listen, okay. They're saying this, okay? But guess what? In the 90s, also, my guy, Dexter, won many shows. You know what I'm saying? And Dexter's still here, and Dexter was in great shape. Yeah, mind you, on Friday he was a little flat, but on Saturday he looked freaking unbelievable. Honestly, I thought he should have been second, and maybe because he's my guy, but then a lot of the people that know, they said, yeah, but the problem is in the morning, not in the morning. Friday is kind of what killed him. So no, I don't want to take anything away from Brandon, man. Brandon is, listen, I told people, Brandon, when I helped him and won the Brazil, Arnold, when I helped him there, I told everybody, this guy's going to be Mr. Olympia. They laughed at me because he have no legs and stuff. I'm like, well, the legs, they'll come. And finally, the legs match up, you know what I'm saying? So no, I'm sorry. I can't, I love, like I said, with all respect to Ronnie and Dorian, you know what I mean? You can't say those claims, because you can't get to compare them, you know what I'm saying? You have to compare them. We don't know what would have happened, you know what I mean? How we know? Like we go by picture. Oh my God, Brandon in some of his poses, he looked freaking unbelievable. He looked almost like the perfect statue. You know what I mean? They didn't look like perfect statue, so why would I take that away from the guy? The way they freaky? Yeah, they were freakier. Ronnie, nobody is freaky as Ronnie. Dorian, holy crap. I mean, Dorian, but Dorian also won with 1 biceps 1 year, because he was freaky. But to say the guy can't be in a top 6, that's too much. You know what I'm saying? That's too much because the guy worked hard, man. Listen, I don't care. People talk. When you're doing something good or you're good, people gotta talk, and that's not good. I don't want to be like those people, man. I love everybody, you know what I mean? But I'm being superly honest with you. You know what I'm saying? I think the guy deserved to win based on what's going on up there. And you know what? I have to respect the judges. Those guys are like my family. I believe in them, and I don't care what anybody said. If anybody think, well, he shouldn't have won. Okay, who should have won then? Who? William? William's great, but I thought he lost his legs. You know what I mean? So he looked very small next to Brandon. You know what I'm saying? Who should have won? Hadi? Hadi looked great condition-wise, but he's still missing some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Dexter, yes, could have won, but guess what? He was off on Friday. You know what I'm saying? So the guy deserved to win. That's it. He came. There was no. If somebody was better than him, then you guys, Dorian, Ronnie, bring those guys if they're better than him. You know what I'm saying?
I think they were comparing the eras, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the eras, like I said, of course, man. I mean, you got in the 90s, my guys, you got Ronnie, you got I mean, the worst, the smallest one was out of them was Sean Ray. He was my idol at that time. You know what I'm saying? So it was perfect. Flex Wheeler, you get, you know, Marilyn Manson Machine. You know, I mean, they were like amazing guys up there. Of course, it was a great era. But like I said, still, if you would have put that guy with them, you don't know where you would have placed based on shape and symmetry and stuff, because he's pretty. Brandon's pretty, you know what I mean? He wasn't as good as the Arnold, you know. At the Arnold, if he would have showed up at the Arnold, nobody would have said anything. I know that. Because he was peeled at the Arnold. He was like perfect, you know. Yeah, he was holding, but like I said, who's going to beat him? There was nobody better than him on that stage, you know. But yeah, if you want to just compare era to era, yeah, 90s were a tough era, you know what I mean?